afternoon, teachers, faculty, and parents.
Good afternoon.
I'm Dr. Antoinette C. Pajo, the newly Department of Education Secretary. So this is my grading system. Performance 30%, attendance 10%, project 30%, and examination 30%. Performance. The purpose of grading system is to communicate student achievement based on the state and district standards. Accords academic performance only, behavior is reported separately. So the purpose of this performance is to ensure the mastery of the student. We all know that how to measure the performance of the student is by this performance-based assessment. So next, attendance. Why 10% of the attendance? It's because assessing individual concepts of the skills. According to the principles number 3 of assessment, we should know to assess each student's individual. So by ensuring it's individual, we should have attendance 10% to ensure that the student is attending the class or not. The next is project 30%. According to the principles number 2, a grade program should be fair, consistent, and support learning, promote communication between teacher, student, and learning. So this project will serve as their outcomes. So to project the outcomes of the student, the project will serve as their outcomes by their performance. So where their skills and performance measure, they will have the outcomes, their outcomes as serves as their project, which is 30%. And next is examination. This examination will ensure the intellectual development of the students. We should know how mastered the student is in each subject they are taken to, especially high school. We should practice them in all subjects so that we can measure its students' intellectual development. It's because the purpose of Department of Education is to develop the students' intellectual. So, any questions on my grading system?
I have a question.
So, Dr. Barry Abines, yes?
It's on performance, 30%. Why is 30%? Why not 40%? Because we all know that in this generation, we focus on performance or in total learning experience. Am I right?
Yes.
So can we make it 40% or not? Or what do you?
Thank you, Ms. Barry Abines. As in my grading system, performance is 30%. You want it to be in 40%. We are focused on high school. In college, yes, we can take it in 40% because we are focused on total learning experience of the student. But then, they are high school students. They should have a product which serves as their project. Because this project will attain what performance they have. So, do I answer your question, sir? So next, yes, Mr. Morales.
We say 30% in examination. So what is the content of our examination? Why is it you give 30% content?
It's because the examination will serve as their mastery. In high school, we have 4 equal weigh-in to weigh the examination, which is the first periodical exam, the second periodical exam, the third periodical exam, and the fourth periodical exam. They are being divided into 4 and to weigh in to measure their examination. The purpose of examination is to know the mastery of the student in a specific subject. So 30% of my grading system is examination. It's because examination identifies critical concepts and skills. We can identify the skills and the concept of the students if we will add examination. So that's why examination is very important. Yes, Miss Julian.
Um, why is it that the project is 30%? Why not 25%? And why that the project is same as performance and examination?
It's because project is 30% and the performance is 30%. It's because they are unrelated with each other. We can have the outcomes best when the student comes into good performance. When the student have good performance, she or he must have a good project or outcomes. So the students cannot have a good outcomes when you all know that the performance is very bad. That's why performance and project is the same into. It's because the project is had the skills and the concepts of the students' performance. That's why project is 30% and performance is also 30%.
Follow-up question.
Yes.
We all know that there are some projects that are not made in the school, made in at home. So I think 30% is big because we don't know if the students really make his or her project.
So projects had also a grading system. So when we say project 30%, it divides into 4. It identifies 4 classification of project. Maybe at home, take-home project, project in school, project in such as a specific subject, or other kind of project. It's because there are 4 kinds of making a project. Maybe the project is made on actual. And it depends on the teacher. Yes?
So, Miss Defense Secretary, why is that naman tayo attendance na naman tayo performance mo daily man tingali na siya. So, gano'n na siya attendance. Pwede na ito na siya wala ko.
We can crush out attendance. It is not intended to have attendance. But then, our students is a high school. They are high school students, so they are focused on the skills on the students. Attendance is 10%. It's because the role of the grades is to motivate and discipline students' learning. And when we say to motivate the students' learning, how come? Because there are some students that they only pass project, but they are not attending class. So how can you measure the student's critical thinking if she or he are not attending class? That his or her good moral and right conduct. So that's why attendance is 10%. So all of these are equally divided. So this is a total of 100%, and this will be passed through to all high schools in the Philippines. So this is the grading system. So thank you so much and good afternoon.